Hello, everyone. I have a recipe because whenever people tell me to stall or entertain the audience, I always go to a recipe website and read something off. So I thought I'd show a recipe that I make sometimes. It's not that bad. Cleanup's kind of a pain, but it doesn't take too long to make, actually. It's only take about 15 minutes. Um, yeah. Things we'll need: an oven, um, or at least something to cook on. They'll heat to high temperatures, a pan, a spatula, a few other things. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, all right? Don't worry about it, all right? We'll go through the video together. All right. So here I have a pan. I have bacon. Yep. So here I am. There's the cat. I couldn't really stop the cat from being in the video. The cat, just kind of did her own thing. This is Frida, by the way. She's a black cat. Yeah. Here we have a pan. Put some aluminum foil on there. This is where the bread's gonna go. And here's the bread that we have. I'm actually gonna pause right here. So let's go back a bit. So any kind of bread you can find like that, you can even use just regular, bread, sliced bread. I just always like getting this. I always feel like it does help with making the sandwich, and I personally like it. Also, it kind of reminds me of a sub, so I always go for it. If you're wondering why there's no audio from the video, it's because they just decided to do a voiceover afterwards, and didn't really worry about anything else. Yes, we have ballpark franks actually. So these are not like dollar brand hot dogs. I think they're about $2 or $3. And holy crap, when I went to the local Quick Trip near me, just a gas station, and I bought the dollar brand like hot dogs, absolute garbage. These ones actually tasted pretty good, especially if you grill them up on an actual grill or just on a pan on the oven. They're actually pretty good, and that's what we're going to do today for this. We're not going to do them raw or just throw them in the microwave. We're actually going to put some char marks on them by cooking them. So yeah, this is what I'm probably pointing out. I actually did talk for this first one, so you actually see me motioning and all that, but don't worry about it. Yeah, yeah. For the bread I'm using, I could have only used one. I accidentally used two. So definitely like start off low with the amount of hot dogs you cut up. But we'll get to that. Bacon, you're not gonna see me cook it, but any way that you like to cook bacon, whether it's one that you just throw in the microwave or one you want to cook over in the oven in a pan, go for it. I don't show up yet. I do like 4 strips. And then we have pepper jack. I think pepper jack adds a lot to this recipe. It gives it a nice little, uh, what's the word? Zest, I guess. Also, I just like pepper jack in general. So any cheese you really like, go for it. I'm not gonna stop you. And then eggs, depending on the size of your bread, I'm turning it up, and you will need butter. That's what we have right there, just enough to coat your bread on the one side, which is gonna be where you put the cheese. If you want to do the other side, I'm not gonna stop you. But yeah, here's everything you need. Eggs. I was thinking of originally doing two, but I went with three, and it actually worked out. Three worked out just fine for coating half this because I did half the sandwich or half the loaf right there. So yeah, eggs. I think there's a pretty small actually. So let's see. Oh yes, and here we are. So yeah, I cut half the loaf of the bread, and then now I'm getting ready to butter them. So I'm gonna try to apply a nice little coat of butter right here. So yeah, uh, melt the butter, in any way you can, and then get something to spread the butter. I just used a spoon. I don't have one of those fancy brushes. I don't really think it's fancy, but yeah, just use anything to spread the butter. I just use a spoon. A spoon works well enough. You'll see. Yeah, see, that spreads okay. It's not the best. I could have done better, but as I was recording and trying to do one-handed, I cut that out obviously. But yeah, that's as best I got, which is absolutely fine. It works. It does its job well enough. Then let's see. Anything else? Do I take out the knife? I should have taken out the knife. Yeah, knife comes out now. Alright. Ooh, look at this transition here. So fancy. Yep. So I'm just getting everything ready. Oh, so I will mention this. Do preheat your oven. to around 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Um, Maybe I'll put a conversion down in the description below. There'll also be a more accurate actual summary of the recipe down below, at least the time. But yeah, I only left the bread in for maybe 5 minutes. So I'm sorry I didn't mention that earlier. I'm not redoing this because I'm probably gonna mess this up and not be able to release this. So yeah, I'll mention it down in the description, and there'll be more of a proper follow through. Yeah, here this is like after 5 minutes of being in the oven. It's looking pretty good. It's looking nice golden. We get some brown on the edges of the bread, so that's kind of when you want to take it out. And then after you take it out, kind of immediately you want to put on the cheese. Now, obviously, I'm multitasking right now, but I want to show you how each thing should look as they go. And if you want to rewatch the video and see how, you know, with the parts, go for it. But yeah, I really put on the cheese so the cheese can kind of melt onto the bread so it sticks properly. Obviously, you maybe want to do this kind of last. The goal would be um, to have the bread be the last thing you have done. You cook the eggs and then the hot dogs and the bacon, and then as you pull out the bread, throw on the cheese and put everything on there. Sometimes it doesn't work, but you also don't need more than 6 or 5 minutes to cook everything in the pan. Yeah, I'm just showing off, what kind of color you should be expecting from the bread if you get this kind of bread, and you put butter on it. But yeah, this is what you should be looking for. And then here I am buttering the pan. So I'm gonna do the eggs. So you can either do it, you do either way. You do the hot dogs first, or you can do the eggs first. I did eggs first. I typically do hot dogs first, and then I put a bit of butter to lubricate the pan, and then do the eggs. But I decided to do eggs first, and you can do them scrambled. You can do them any kind of way you want. But I did it this way. I don't know the proper name for it. It's not sunny side up, but I essentially leave it like this. And then, yeah, no, just cook the eggs however you want. Whatever's easier for you to spread onto. Yeah, yeah. So this is how I cook them. So after this, I'm just gonna pop them in to another plate, and then for the hot dogs, I like to cut them to eighths. So here you can see I've cut them in half, and now I'm gonna cut them in half in just a bit. Yep, and I'm gonna cut them in half one more time. All those. It just makes it a bit easier with spreading them out on the sandwich itself. So yeah. And then I cook them on the pan. So what we're looking for is to have a nice little char bit on the hot dogs. We have little black bits on the or grill marks essentially is what we're looking for. So this one's a bit overcooked, as you see right here. But the problem was that it was over the butter that was still from the eggs. So the rest of them charred just fine. This one looks a little overcooked, but it still ended up all right overall. So change your preference. If you only want a bit of grill marks on or char marks on them, go for it. But yeah, this is how you kind of want to stack it. Is that you go bread, cheese, the hot dogs, the eggs, and then on the top part you want the cheese and then the bacon. So this is kind of how it should look. This is how you should look if you do it like mine, where you do the eggs by themselves and don't do it scrambled. Scrambled, just toss them in there. It's all right. It's all good. Yeah, this is how it looks. It actually looks really appetizing. You better not have anything to do later to that day because you are gonna be knocked out with the grease and everything. Yeah, this is a sandwich put all together. It actually looks really bulky. I actually cut it into fourths. So yeah, I gave you this cross section here, and this is how it looks. I know some people like it. It maybe look a bit disgusting to some of you, but it actually tastes pretty good. And then I did cut it again in half for each one, and I kind of treat it like a dipping sandwich. So have it with like barbecue, maybe sriracha, ketchup, whatever. But yeah, this is a sandwich I sometimes make. It's pretty good overall. Uh, but again, I would say that if you're ever gonna have this, don't have plans for the day because you're gonna be knocked out. Like you're gonna be really sleepy and tired afterwards. But I would say give it a shot. It's not too hard. I think for me it only took 15 minutes to get everything ready and to do. So it's a pretty quick recipe. And if you want a more proper step by step, I'll throw it out in the description. Also everything you need, and then everything I did at least for my sandwich. Again, if you want to change something, go for it. If you don't like hot dogs, I know a lot of people find it disgusting. It's mystery meat and all that. you don't need it in there. Change with maybe like sausage or whatever, actual sausage. But other than that, yeah. I hope you like this. I don't really do many recipes, but this is one that I do at times. And who knows, maybe if you guys want more, I could try to learn more recipes and show you what I do. Yeah. Uh, Hope you guys like it. Let me know if you think this sandwich is disgusting or not. And then if like in the next few weeks you make it, let me know in like the Discord or Twitter and on the comments. Yeah. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you learned something. And have a wonderful day. Bye bye.